Hello, freak bitches.
Was after the fight, I'm in the back and I see Amir Khan, Terrence Crawford, and Andre Berto. And so I go to talk to them, and they were all like super complimentary of Conor McGregor. Like, dude, he can box, man. I'm like, right? Like, what do you think? You're just going to go in there look like an asshole, like Bart Simpson, and fly across like this? Like, what'd you expect to happen? Like, we just didn't expect him to get any rounds. We thought he was just going to be outclassed. I'm like, nah, man.
He has
pretty
tremendous belief in himself. And he had a weird style. That strange style of off-speed punches, extending his arms fully and then pop them in there.
And Paul, in the back, even Paulie goes, I got to be honest, I was kind of glad to see that, because when I went against him, like the first 4 or 5 rounds, I couldn't land shit. Because that style, like, it takes forever just to get used to.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what to do. He's like, so I just thought maybe I was having an off day, but once I see that, and I see Floyd do the kind of the same thing, you know? Granted, Floyd fought a different style, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that style's legit.
Hell
It's
yeah.
legit. You know, I mean, that's just too big a leap. That's all it is. Like, for Conor to go and his first professional fight arguably the greatest fighter of all time. It's like he's 100% in the mix now at
He's 1 or 2.
50-0. Yeah, 50-0. It's 100% in the mix that he's the greatest fighter of all time. You think about defensively, no one's even close. No one's been hit as little as him. And Conor hit him. Yeah, he's beat everybody. And obviously he fought Conor a different way than he fought everybody else. That's a fact. But Conor hit him more than any fighter that ever
Here's the other thing. Here's kudos to Conor and Floyd, but especially Conor. When's the last time you saw an exciting Floyd Mayweather fight?
True.
Conor went at him.
Yeah, that's when
When's
Conor
the last-
after the fight, I turned him into a Mexican.
Oh,
He
that's
fought
hilarious.
like a
Did he say
Mexican.
that? Like,
yeah, you didn't hear that?
No, Conor
Yeah.
brought. I missed a lot of it. Conor brought the fight out of him
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first time since I don't know
Yeah.
who. You know
been
what
a
I'm
while.
saying? You can say, well, last finish was Victor Ortiz. That was shit. That was
Yeah,
kind
that
of a
was
cheap
shit.
shot.
Yeah.
He didn't bring it to him, but
This
Conor
was-
brought it out of him, man.
This was legit.
It was cool, man.
And when I watched it the second time, knowing the result, then you really appreciate what Floyd's doing. Because although Conor did catch him, he definitely caught him with a hard uppercut in the first round.
Best
that
shot,
was,
yeah.
That was interesting because that was like, oh, shit. Like, you got to realize, mind your P's and Q's. This guy's legit. But Conor never, I mean, even though he clipped him with that shot, it never really hurt him except
No.
that one shot to the body.
Which I was surprised. I got to be
Yeah.
honest, in my prediction, I thought Conor was going to do well like he did in the first rounds. I called that. I thought he was going to run 4 to 5 rounds. And then I thought I thought maybe that uppercut would wobble him, and that would be enough to win Conor kind of the spectacle. But just Floyd's chin and, just the boxing power is a little different, man.
It definitely is different. And I don't think Conor's loading up either. I don't think Conor is really like digging in on these shots because I think he was probably concerned about his endurance. You got to realize also, this fight was relatively short notice. So short notice that I had already booked the DC Improv in advance, and it was sold out by the time they announced the fight.
Correct.
So, or not the DC Improv, the Warner Theater in DC. So if you think about that, that's fucking months in advance.
3 months. This fight was announced 3 months ago.
That's nothing.
That's nothing for this
That's
magnitude
nothing.
of a fight.
Most of the time, a fight like this is 6-7 months out.
Oh,
easy.
my God, easy.
Maybe more.
When did they announce Canelo Triple G?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
I think between the time they announced it and when the fight starts, I gotta feel like it's 5 months at least.
At least 5.
Which is normal.
I would assume. But at least they also, boxing was smart because they set it up, right? So they had Canelo versus Chavez Jr. That was
Right.
a joke. But that was literally just a setup to get him to
Yeah.
Triple G. And they both knew it.
Yeah.
So you're looking at basically a year in the making. And
Yeah.
before that, 2 years in the making?
And here's more importantly, during that entire time, they're both boxing. So
Correct.
Conor's not. I mean, he's not really sure if he's going to actually have this boxing match with Floyd Mayweather, right? So he knocks out Eddie Alvarez, and then somehow or another the rumblings get started. But that's just not enough time.
Well, did you
A few
hear?
months to prepare for Floyd?
I agree, especially in that arena, the best of all time in that different arena.
Yeah.
But Floyd goes, listen, I tried making this fight before this, and the UFC turned it down. And he goes, all right, we'll see what happens. And then he goes, then I came back and was like, yo, this is how much money we could make. And he goes, and then they were like, all right, let's do it. He goes, but I tried making this fight a while ago, but even before this.
Yeah, I remember the discussions. But to be that close, like when they actually announced it, okay, this is actually happening.
Crazy.
It's crazy to have it so quickly.
Especially this magnitude of a fight.
Yeah, it's nuts. So if something like that, if you gave Conor like 6 months, maybe he could get in better shape where he could survive. He's always going to he's never going to be against a guy like Mayweather who's so efficient and his movement is so crisp. And this is how I was describing it to a friend of mine. I was like,
does your friend have a boxing or martial arts background
no,
in any facet?
He was trying to figure out like why he would get so tired.
Gotcha.
And I said, okay, when you tie your shoe, you don't even think about it. You just go, whoosh, right? Now, but if you have to think about tying your shoes, it takes more energy.
So you can wear it
and
out.
you have to think, and then you're tense. I go, Floyd's just tying his shoes.
He's reacting.
He's just
doing his thing.
He's so good. He's been doing it so long that he's just got it ingrained in his movements. Conor has to think way more than Floyd does. And Floyd is constantly pressuring him, so Conor's backing up all the time, which wears you out.
And also the volume of punches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he set a really high pace. He thought he thought he was going to be able to stop him maybe a little more, stop him from coming forward. He wasn't prepared when Floyd put his head in his chest and did work. The ref didn't allow him to get his rest in the clinch. But listen, at the end of the day, I'm all about the glitch in the Matrix, man. I think Conor's a glitch. It was so much fun that he even pulled this off. It's awesome. He didn't dishonor the sport. I thought he did really well. I told Conor, I said, I'm proud of you, man. What he did, win or lose, man, this is nuts.
His belief in himself is incredible. But even that is not enough if you fight a better boxer and your body gets tired. So that's what we saw in that fight. In the beginning of the fight, if he could have maintained somehow or another, if he was in good enough shape, that he could maintain the pace that he had and the movement that he had in the first 3 rounds for the entire 12.
Got to fight.
It's a way different fight. Because he's dangerous, he's quick, he's moving away. He has a huge endurance problem. And this is like something that comes back to for boxing. Obviously,
you don't think he has an endurance problem in UFC as well?
He may,
because if you look at his attributes,
certainly
Joe,
in the Nate Diaz fight,
but the only one that went 5 rounds.
The first fight,
yeah. But if you look at his attributes, I'd say endurance is, and everyone knows I'm a Conor dick rider. But if you go on, his strengths, I'd say it's at the bottom.
Yes.
As far as his strengths,
I agree.
It's not bad where it's like
no, it's not good. It's not good. Look, here's the best endurance in the sport, Mighty Mouse, for sure.
Well, he doesn't count. He's out.
True.
You're 125 pounds. You're out. Cain Velasquez counts.
Cain Velasquez did count
Cain
when
Velasquez
counts. At the height of his career. You know who else has phenomenal cardio? Neil Magny. Neil Magny,
the Gazelle, has some phenomenal
cardio.